Hey, welcome back. It's Ryan Deeter here, now with Real of Ohio Brokerage. And if you're interested in buying or selling in Clintonville, this is a very important video for you to watch, as we're going to dive into the data and kind of get you an understanding of what's going on in the Clintonville market right now, as it's a lot of confusion out there because the data even shows it that the average price is up, but the median price is down, and so is price per square foot's down. So is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? I'm going to talk about the opportunity for both buyers and sellers in this market right now, and homes that are ready to go, ready to move in, how they're still selling really quickly, and homes that need work and aren't ready are sitting on the market longer. And we're going to look at the data, and I'm going to show you that as we dive into it. So let's go. All right, as you can see here, the Columbus board breaks down the Clintonville Beachwold area for us. And we're very fortunate for this, actually, because they don't do this for all areas. But this is very fortunate for the Clintonville area. If you live or want to live in Clintonville, this is really useful data for you to see what's going on in the market. You can see it's the two zip codes that make up Clintonville. But what I want to show you is we actually had an uptick in closed sales. We had a 10% uptick. Normally, from 46 to 51, it's a little bit of an uptick, still kind of low for the average we've seen prior to COVID or really during the COVID era. But we saw in contracts go down. So it probably means that next month, this is always an indication of what is coming up in the next month. We saw less houses go in contract, which means we're going to see more inventory, so more supply of homes available, up quite a bit, 41%. So that's a big deal when it comes to, kind of pricing and helping, what's going to keep pricing going up. It's a pretty consistent thing of supply and demand. The more supply that's out there, the more options buyers have, the more negotiations they can do, and the less likely they are to get prices driven up. The price is going to either maintain or come down a little bit if we start to see a lot more inventory hit the market really quickly without a lot of new buyers in the market. So it's simple supply and demand, and that's why we're probably seeing some of these numbers. Even though we saw average price increase by 4%, we saw median price decrease by 4%. So, what's that mean? And we saw average price per square foot also decrease. It basically means that we're seeing, maybe some, larger homes that are kind of, keeping this average price up. And then, some of these median prices, it means we're seeing prices as a whole come down. Looking at these numbers holistically is what I like to focus on. So we're seeing some of the higher end stuff that, and I'm seeing this in the market. So this is where I'm seeing here in Clintonville, especially homes that are up to date, that are ready to sell in a sense of kitchen, baths, outdoor space are spectacular. People are jumping on those and they're paying for it versus homes that need work. Homes that, the kitchen and baths need completely updated. The outdoor space is not what people want. Outdoor space here in Clintonville is a big deal. So those are things that you have to understand if you're looking to get top dollar for your house, and understand how to price it and have a strategy for that. So we are seeing some year over year. This is where I always focus on year over year. What is happening year over year? Because we're going to see month over month depreciation. You may see the news talk about, hey, prices have come down since 3 months ago, which is normal. That happens every year. Prices peak in June, they start coming down all the way to January before they start going back up again February, March. So when we see the news say, hey, prices are falling, it's normal. But when we see, consistent prices decreasing year over year, and this is what these numbers are based on compared to last August. And, one thing about Clintonville is that I don't want to panic because the Clintonville market is still very strong. I will tell you that right now. If you're looking to get a deal in Clintonville, it's not, you're not, likely to get something way under value. It's just people need to understand what the value is. And we saw, appreciation. It always goes to its peak in June. And now this is a little bit of an anomaly we've seen the last 5 years. We haven't seen these decreases. At the same time, it's still a strong market here, and we're still seeing year over year consistent, year to date numbers. And that's what I really focus on more so when it comes to certain areas of Columbus. If you watch my other videos where I do the Columbus overview, that's where it's, it's a little easier to compare August to August because there's a lot more homes that are being sold throughout Columbus in the Columbus region versus a narrow look into month over month when it comes to 50 homes, compared to 46 of last year, because one home can make a huge difference. And we saw this last month. This is last year's last month. Here's July. Let's go back to July 25. July of 25, we saw 16% average sell price and 6% median sell price because one home, the most expensive home in the history of Columbus or Clintonville, sold that month, and so it's propping up this number quite a bit. And that's where when you only have 46 homes or 50 homes selling, that one particular home can make a huge difference in the numbers. So that's where you got to look at a little bit more holistically year to date is to me a better overall view of what's happening in Clintonville as we're still seeing growth, modest, but really healthy growth when it comes to average price and median and average price per square foot. A little healthier for owners or wannabe owners, buyers that want to save, be able to buy a house, but also homeowners still making money. And when it comes to appreciation, year over year appreciation. So hopefully that's helpful. We are seeing, I just want to kind of reiterate this idea that we are seeing more houses in the market. So if you are looking to potentially buy this, there may be opportunity in the next few months as we probably, will continue to see this number go up as we see less in contracts. This month, well, what are we at? New listings and more new listings. So that's an indication that we're seeing more new listings, less in contracts. There'll be less homes going off market, but more homes hitting the market, meaning this inventory should continue to rise in the next few months. And that's where opportunity for buyers lies when we have options and you have homes that, buyers are like, well, why isn't this home selling? I'm going to wait before I make offers. And you may have homes that fall through the cracks, even though they're priced well. And in this market, you may have homes that sit a little longer. On average, they're sitting 25 or 20 days, 25% higher than last year. So don't, expect it to, fire sell. But if you're looking to sell, keep in mind you are going to have to be a little more patient than you were the last few years. So that's kind of the big picture of what's going on in this market. To kind of recap, there's opportunities for buyers out there, but sellers are still getting more on average than they did last year for the most part. So if you have a strategy and plan, you can either as a buyer or a seller, there's opportunity in this market is what I keep telling people. So happy to reach out to you or happy to talk with you about a strategy. If you're interested, please reach out. I will be available if you have any questions. Thank you.